Our dog was going nuts in our backyard. Now, to be fair, that's not completely uncommon. He loves to chase squirrels, lizards, and yes, even rats. And so if something is shaking in a bush or moving in a tree, he assumes it's one of his friends and goes nuts. But on this specific occasion, it was different. Like, he was beside himself. And when we went to look in the backyard, there was this big Labrador retriever just cruising around in our backyard. Well, we recognized this dog as our neighbor's dog. Evidently, she had pried a couple boards loose on the fence and made a great escape into our backyard. These boards were not bolted down. They were not securely fastened. When we returned her to her rightful owners, that was a natural thing we had to do, but that wasn't all, right? We needed to secure the fence. It had to be bolted down so it could withstand the resistance of a friendly dog who wanted to come into our backyard. The idea of securely bolting something down is the exact reason that Luke is writing his gospel. And I want to show you what I'm talking about. I'm excited as we dive in to a new book of the Bible as a church family. So I'm going to read the very first 4 verses of the entire book of Luke. Many have undertaken to draw up an account of the things that have been fulfilled among us, just as they were handed down to us by those who from the first were eyewitnesses and servants of the word. With this in mind, since I myself have carefully investigated everything from the beginning, I too decided to write an orderly account for you, most excellent Theophilus, so that you may know the certainty of the things you have been taught. Now, that word certainty in verse 4 literally means to bolt down or to fasten, to make secure. Right? In other words, through Luke's meticulous process of interviewing, collecting evidence, and doing the work of a historian, he is seeking to provide an airtight argument about who Jesus is in order to solidly bolt our lives to an unshakable foundation. What a tremendous gift Luke gives us as a doctor and a historian. He provides us with an orderly account of Jesus' life. In addition to writing the book of Luke, he also wrote the book of Acts and was an eyewitness traveling companion to Paul. So Luke saw a lot. Now, just as it was in the days when Luke wrote his gospel, so it is today. There are a lot of insecure, unstable things that have the potential to leave us feeling like anything can knock us over. And part of the way Luke is going to go about bolting us securely to the right foundation is by revealing the precious paradox of how those who are low will find themselves exalted. Right? We see in chapter 1, Zechariah and Elizabeth are barren and considered old. Mary is considered poor, and yet God uses the weak to shame the strong. He's going to repeatedly show us that Jesus is drawn to the sinners and outcasts. Where do you currently feel weak? Where do you currently feel like one of those sinners or outcasts whom Jesus was drawn to? Be assured that no matter which area of your life you may feel insecure, unstable, less than, weak, or on the fringes, then Luke is speaking to you. You'll be amazed at the spiritual stability that will be fashioned within you as you join Luke on this journey that will bolt you solidly to an unmovable foundation.